Here in this video, before going to the topic, I would like to explain you people a small thing. Look at the picture. Here in this picture, we can observe that we have a bike which has only one seat. It does mean that it can carry only one person at a time. Down in one more picture, I have a bus which can carry around about 30 to 50 people at a time. So that is what the topic that we are going to discuss now, which is multiplexing. I mean, when it comes to the discussion of transmitting signals over longer distance, we can send the signals. We can send only one signal over the longer distance, or we can send number of signals, multiple signals at a time. Such technique of sending multiple signals at a time is what we call it as multiplexing. Hence, here we can understand the term multiplexing by the definition that the multiplexing is the process. What it is, multiplexing is the process. Process of what? Simultaneously transmitting two or more signals over a single communication channel. Okay, over a single communication channel is what we call it as multiplexing. I mean, we will be able to send two or more than two number of signals through a single communication channel. Through what? Through a single communication channel. So such process of sending number of signals, two or more signals through a single communication channel is what we call it as multiplexing. Then we go to understand what are the advantages of multiplexing. The first point he says is more information can be transmitted. More information can be transmitted using multiplexing, because we are going to send two or more number of signals at a time using the single communication channel or the same communication channel. That is why we can send more amount of information. And the communication channel is made practical. Why it is made practical? Why we say that it is made practical? Because sending two or three number of signals or more number of signals at a time is going to work as practical for us. It is going to be very practical for us than sending a single signal over the longer distance over the single communication channel. It differs. If I am able to send two or three signals at a time, that is better than sending one signal at a time, right? So that is the difference. That is why it becomes more practical. What becomes more practical? The multiplexing technique is more practical than sending a single signal over the communication channel. Then we shall understand the block diagram of the multiplexing, and even we do have one more block diagram that I will show you people in the later part. So first we have inputs, number of inputs that are given to the multiplexer, and this multiplexer is a 4:1 multiplexer. I mean, it takes 4 inputs and it gives you one output, and this one output is transmitted through the long distance. Okay, this one output is transmitted through the long distance and it reaches demultiplexer. So this demultiplexer is a 1:4 demultiplexer, and it gives you 4 different outputs, and it will have only one input. So this is the block diagram of how the multiplexing takes place. I mean, all the inputs given to the multiplexer are converted into one single signal, one composite signal, and that composite signal is made to travel all through the distance and reach the demultiplexer, and the demultiplexer demultiplexes the signals, and we will be we'll be able to get all the 4 different signals. So that is what the function of these blocks. So even that is told in the words here. What it says, multiplexer, it combines all the input signal into a single signal. What is the function of demultiplexer? It processes the input signal and sort it into original individual signals. Then the third point, the multiplexer and demultiplexer are linked to a single communication channel in the process of multiplexing. So this is what the brief idea regarding the block diagram of multiplexing. Then we do have One more thing, that is types of multiplexing. We have two types of multiplexing. The first one is your FDM. What do you mean by FDM? Frequency division multiplexing. And we'll be getting to know that one more thing is that the time division multiplexing. So before going to what is frequency division multiplexing and time division multiplexing, which I'll explain in my next video, but we shall try to understand the block diagram of, or the process of multiplexing a little more using this diagram. Here we have three here we have three signals. The first one is signal number 1, the second one is signal number 2, and the third one is signal number 3. All these three signals are added to the multiplexer. The multiplexer forms one composite signal out of these three signals that are being given to it, and this composite signal is made to travel from multiplexer or sending end to the receiving end, source to destination. So once it reaches the destination, the function of this demultiplexer is to separate. It will have a composite signal as the input, and it has to separate the signal number 1, signal number 2, and signal number 3 separately. This is the function of a demultiplexer, and this is the whole idea of multiplexer and demultiplexer put together, and this is the idea of multiplexing. Okay, what happens, you have only one communication channel. Through that communication channel, we are trying to send two or more signals at a time, at the given time, simultaneously, is what we call it as multiplexing.